Cambered bars are great for getting extra range for various movements. If you've got niggly shoulders, you're doing overhead press, your shoulders are clicking, your elbows are hurting, get your cambered bar. I'm gonna roll that. When I roll that, I don't have to worry about what position my head's in. It's out of the way, out of the equation. I can do that in a more straight line, completely overhead, heading towards the midline, keeping my shoulders and joints pain-free. So what do with a cambered bar? My elbows, my shoulders get sore. A lot of people don't have the mobility. Just about everyone has the mobility to hold a cambered bar. Watch this. So generally when I'm squatting, especially high bar, my arm's all the way up here with the cambered bar, it drops 8 inches. Now when I'm here, it's almost like a front squat. The weight's sitting where it will be on a traditional back squat, but it's almost on a pendulum and it's wanting to pull me forward. Generally the front squat movement has troubled me. I have trouble racking and it beats up my upper body, so when it comes to bench day, I can't do as much weight. So if I really want to hit the quads just as hard as I would with, a giant set of front squats or heaps of volume, I can do it with pain-free elbows and bench heavy the next day with my cambered bar. Having a bigger bench press isn't just about bench pressing. It's also about having enough thoracic mobility to pin your shoulder blades down and back so they can stabilize when you're lifting those monstrous weights in a bench press. And oftentimes, you'll find that you'll lack range with a straight barbell. So generally, to row the most weight possible, which is what we try to do when we strength train, we do it with a barbell in a bent over row. That bar stops here. With the cambered bar, it allows for a lot more range. So with a bench press, shoulder blades down and back. If our shoulder blades are down and back, our thoracic spine is in an arch, which is stabilizing our scapulars and giving us maximum pressing power. So as I'm about to demonstrate this cambered bar, I'm gonna try get my stomach here. I'm not quite mobile enough, so this is a really good one that I personally need to work on. So people will say that you don't need to be strong at that point, because on a bench press, you just come down to your stomach. You don't need to be stronger beyond that point. But when you're torquing your push muscles to really come up with a PB, the more stabilizers you can switch on, the harder you're going to be able to press. People fail at different points on the bench press, but in my experience, the most I've seen people fail is off the chest. If you're building super strong, thick back muscle, thick rhomboids, thick lats, in that compromising position, in that weak position that a lot of people struggle with, and you go to switch everything on, your lats aren't firing, your rhomboids aren't there, your scapulars aren't able to stabilize. That's where people fail. That's why people are weak at that point of the bench press. So if you can generate enough speed and enough torque from that bottom part of the bench press, even if your tries are a slight weakness and a limiting factor, the bar's traveling fast enough, it's just going to carry you and you're going to be able to lock out. Here's 3 moves with the cambered bar you haven't done that aren't bench press.